Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy KlueDaMFDon with the stank breath in the morning. Well, it ain't the morning medicine, actually in the afternoon right now, but y'all know how I do in my podcast. But anyways, we are here with a really dope interview today. I got somebody who I've actually been tapped in with for a little minute since I moved out here to Northern California. I pretty much, honestly, I went to IG, I typed in Northern California rap, Sacramento rap, San Francisco. And I literally looked some shit up, and I see this cat's name everywhere. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself, man.
Man, it's your boy Lil Sicx, aka the Prince of Darkness. I appreciate you for having me on this show, man, for giving me this interview, for reaching out, showing love and support, man, from the gate. I appreciate that. That's love.
Hey, for sure, man. Like I said, I saw you doing your shit, man, and I'm the type that I like to definitely give people their flowers while they, saying while they still here, and also, my whole point in having this podcast is, like I said, to really talk to those artists and really give people that opportunity to get to know them a little bit more before it's like, before I'll say before it's too late, but before it gets to the point where it's like people feel like it's no longer authentic. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel that one thing that I've realized, actually, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. First question that I actually like to ask all the artists is what was the first song you listened to when you woke up this morning?
Like today,
Yep.
uh, that's kind of hard because I don't remember the exact song, but I would tell you what song I usually wake up to. Shout out to Freeway Donnie, man. I've been bumping this Freeway Donnie. Damn, I can't remember the damn. He gonna shoot. Yeah, Freeway Donnie. He gonna shoot. I've
Gotcha.
been bumping that at the start of my day for like the past month, man. He's another artist from Sacramento,
Okay.
California. But yeah, man, I bump that shit in the morning. It just gets me hyped up, get me turned up, give me some energy to start my day. But it's usually Sacramento shit though, man. Like
Oh, for sure.
to keep it 100. I live, eat, and breathe this shit, man.
So, do you feel like most of your portfolio is pretty much, or like your music that you listen to on a daily is like some hometown shit?
I would say my rap, yeah. But I listen to a little bit of everything. I listen to some Southern artists. I listen to some Christian music. I listen to some R&B. I listen to some 2000s pop, the mainstream shit that we grew up on. I
Yeah.
listen to the sounds of the world. I listen to whatever is available. But if I get to choose, I'm bumping Sacramento shit.
Hey, I feel that shit, man. I feel that, man. And you just said that was actually really interesting. So I say you said sometimes you listen to Christian music or gospel music, and
Yeah.
going through your portfolio, of course, so looking at kind of like your I ain't gonna say I'll just say really who you are. You are the Prince of Darkness. You know, what I'm saying you got the horrorcore, which from my understanding,
Yeah.
horrorcore has been something that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, my knowledge comes from my people and my family. So as far as I can know, and as far as I can tell, as far as I can remember, it's probably about 30 years now, maybe a little bit more. 30 years. I don't know. 2020, take about 20 years. The 90s, yeah, 30 years. It might not have been officially called horrorcore yet back then. No, it was kind of like started off as gangster rap and slowly turned into the Sacramento style of gangster rap, and that became horrorcore. So yeah, I would say about 30 years, man.
Where, and you say your family, like, so who in your family was actually tied into that? I mean, I know directly. Well, you are Little Six, so your father,
Yeah.
does he go by Big Six or is it just Six?
Well, back then, it was just he was sick, I was Lil Sicx. Um, but now I got kids, so I go by Lil Sicx, and then I refer to him as Big Six or just Six. But yeah, it's him, Lynch, and X Rated, man, was really the trio
Yeah,
of the horrorcore shit to me, and they just happened to be my family, my father and my uncles, and I learned a lot from them, man. It's just um, I don't know who officially gave it the name though. Who creates the genre names? I don't know if I don't necessarily think they called it horrorcore. I think the world called it horrorcore. I thought, like the underground scene needed something to call it. So
yeah.
I don't even know how that name came to be about originally. But I know when you say the word horrorcore, the type of music that pops up, Gangsta Nip, Esham, Six, X Rated, Lynch, shit like that, man. So it's all the dark shit.
How was that working with X Rated? I saw y'all did that song together, Snakes in the Grass. Like, how was that actually? And I saw, like, it was a real proud moment for you. And I know you even wrote like, I'm gonna make sure my dad see this. Like, I'm gonna make sure Pop see this. Like, how was it?
Hell yeah. That's an interesting story though, man, because my manager had presented me with the track. I had Cedar made the beat. My label mate at the time, Fat Cow, hopped on the song. Uh, and basically, X was still in prison. I have never met X at this point because he was in jail my whole life. You know what I'm saying? He was incarcerated my whole life. So we basically did the song out of like, just showing love and, taking it back to the roots and bringing the people to the forefront. Not that he needs us to bring it to the forefront, but like the motherfuckers that we think are dope. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the track was laid out and I just rapped around it, man. And X was still locked up. I didn't, nobody knew he was gonna get out or nothing. So it was really something just, out of art, something out of homage, and something out of respect that we came up with.
For sure. So like, how was that with him getting out and y'all meeting? Like, was it I mean, like,
Man,
was it something that was kind of natural? Like how y'all spoke? I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all had conversations before. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I mean, you wouldn't know. So you know what I'm saying? It's good to ask, but man, really, it was natural, man. I didn't really want to be in nobody's personal space. I didn't want to mess up nobody's program. I know he had a lot going on at the time, just getting out, just being a free man, just experiencing the world at the time. So I waited, a couple weeks, but I seen my uncles linked up with him, wish him well, welcome him home. And then I got word about the video shoot for California Dreaming, and then we went up there, man, and I met him like that. And he knows my dad, and the shit like that just happened naturally once you figure out what my bloodline is. Excuse me, this is my wife coming in.
Oh, it's all
Here's
good.
your phone. Yeah, but yeah, man, it was like honestly, when I first seen him, it was like seeing a ghost because I've heard stories of the man. Um, I listened to his music, and he was just like a myth. He was just like a legend. He was like a ghost, like for real, because he was locked up the whole time. So seeing him in person, man, for the first time, it was just like, man, that's dope that this day has come true. That's dope that this moment has happened for him. It wasn't me. I wasn't worried about me. I was just like, that's dope as fuck that he's out and he gets to, live his dreams on the outside.
I mean, yeah, I really can't imagine that. You know, what I'm saying that feeling of being able to bring something that already pretty much was staple, that already had the staple, bringing the name back to that, and also bringing that relevancy back because it's not like there was a grab on the wave that was already there. You have kind of set your own wave. Seeing to me, it's like literally, I was going through. I was very I was like I said, I was digging through your catalog and I was looking at a lot of different songs. Like so of course, some of the names that jumped out to me naturally was Mozzie. So
Yeah.
that was the first artist that I recognized from Northern California, at least from Sacramento. Everything
Yeah.
else that I had known at the time was just, the Bay Area. So I'm peeping on Mozzie. I was like, okay, and that's when I kind of trickled off into other different Sacramento artists. So like was that when you make songs with somebody who's I guess a little bit more mainstream. I'm not gonna call Mozzie a mainstream cat. 'Cause I don't think he's a mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, he's damn near there based off of status, based off of
Oh yeah,
placement.
static for sure.
When he had the song in Black Panther, in my eyes, he made it. You know what I'm saying?
but
To
a
me,
fact.
that was mainstream. That's
It,
mainstream. You know what I'm saying? In theaters, like in everybody's faces, I think that's mainstream. It's not a mainstream style, but he's definitely at that level to where people are gonna start, giving him that credit.
and that's more so what I meant as far as like he ain't went pop type
Yeah,
shit. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. He still keep the the true to the style, authentic.
for sure, for sure. Like what like those that opportunity to work with him was it kind of like I mean like did y'all have a prior relationship? Was it kind of like
Uh, Nah, that was another one that came to me, man. Like some of these features come to me as concepts and beats and old verses, and we like to mix the old with the new. That was a Mozzie verse at the moment or at the time we were doing it cost a lot of money. I don't know him personally, but like you said, it's one of the names you recognize. So we did it as an attention grab. We still wanted to make a dope song, but we had an old Mozzie verse. He done made the beat again, mix and flip some shit. I rapped around it again. It was really just, to rap with the people, rap around the people that I respect as an artist. And I mean, your team comes to you with a Mozzie feature and they say, hey, you want to rap on this? Like, no nigga from Sacramento is going to be like, no. You know what I'm saying? So I,
especially with
I just did my thing. I just did my thing and used it as a learning experience. And hopefully he hears the song. Hopefully he likes it. I don't even know if he has any acknowledgement of the song existing. You feel me? Because a lot of stuff that we do is underground, old verses. Shit gets traded, bartered. You know what I'm saying? In the industry world, underground world. So hopefully he hears the song, likes it, and we could do something else that's more natural, that's more organic in the future.
So do you think so? There's a possibility that pretty much his verse was there was the hands that be saying did whatever with his verse and he hasn't even fully heard the song yet. That
Exactly. Honestly, I think that's the case with a lot of my stuff. Not with a lot of people, but just like that specific one. Like when we did the X-rated one, there was no way to know if he heard it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because it was an old verse that was brought to me that way, and that song came to me that the exact same way. So I probably can tag him or something or send it to him, but he's busy. I don't want to bother him. I still want it to be natural. I still want him to hear the song naturally. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And I respect that because I feel like that's something that I was kind of moving into. We kind of tapped in on it, but coming as a legacy from saying what was started with horrorcore as far as please correct me, but you have X-rated, your father six, and the last cat hung
Brother Lynch home.
yeah, brother Lynch Hung, bloody Lynch
Brother
Hung.
Lynch
So
home.
with that, like how I mean, have you ever felt like an undue pressure or more pressure than for like a regular cat who, you know, I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of places that you can walk around and people don't recognize who you are. At least
Uh,
at least in a
that goes hand in hand, man. Like sometimes I go places and motherfuckers be like, "Yo, Six," and I be like, "How do they know me out here?" And then other times, they might know me from something back in the day, like the sneaker group I used to run,
yeah,
shit
we
like that.
too.
And I grew up out here, so it's like I went to school with these motherfuckers. And, I worked with these people, shit like that. So it's like, yeah, people gonna know me, but
Yeah.
I'm still pretty humble when it comes to my stardom level, where I'm at in the rap game and shit like that. I don't even live my life like tripping like that. Somebody recognizes me is cool. If not, that don't bother me either, because I know it's gonna get to the point where I can't go nowhere without people recognizing me. So I'm appreciating the baby steps. I'm appreciating the process, man.
Yeah. So is that the goal one day? Is like are you so you're looking to pretty much be the face for what I'm saying not well I ain't gonna say the face. I'll let you tell me like what is your goal when it comes to
Hmm.
your career, like where do you see yourself, not necessarily no bullshit 5 year 10 year plan, but like where do you just see yourself period.
Honestly, the goal was just to make dope music. So I didn't start doing this for other people. I started doing it for myself, for like music therapy, documentation, just to tell my story, my side, my life, in my words. Because I feel like when people pass, shit happen, and then you got to rely on somebody else to tell your story correctly. So it's really just writing the chapters, keeping a legacy going with the sick made thing, the horrorcore, and just the original sound of Sacramento to me. That's the goal, is just to bring that back, put my twist on it, represent my people, represent my section, and just do my thing, man, and make my mark on the game. But the goal is to be successful. The goal is to take care of my family. The goal is to provide. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I got to do to make that happen, that's what I'm gonna have to do.
And have you ever felt like any have you ever felt like there was a time that there was just kind of like where things just like weren't taking off, like you kind of felt stagnant maybe.
Shit, man, I feel that way. I feel that way a little bit every day, man. I think any artist does, and that's one of the hard things, man, just to keep going. But really, that's what I signed up for, man. It's underground music, the type of genre, the type of rap that I'm making. Like I'm already knowing it's not mainstream. I'm already knowing it's kind of harsh. Some people gonna be turned off by it, but the people that love it fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? The people that understand it love it. They eat it up. They support. They come out to the shows. They reach out. They show love. So for me, man, it's just building my fan base, tapping in with the old sick made lovers, and bringing it to some new people and trying to let it reach another generation, man. Because to me, it's an art form. To me, it's a style. To me, it's a class, it's a genre that's underrepresented, and there's not too many people that can hold it on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people that can enter the lane. So I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and we'll see how the music changes in the future. But honestly, all my shit comes out raw and uncut. So I think it's gonna stay classified under gangster rap or horrorcore just by default.
Yeah. I
You good? Okay. My bad. 1 second. My wife is leaving and shit, so I gotta wish her farewell.
oh no, of
Have a
course
good
you
one, baby.
gotta
Drive
take
safe, please. Yeah.
and
But
you
yeah, man. Go ahead. My fault.
oh no, you good, man. So yeah, like with keeping that legacy alive, like and I'll say where was I gonna go with this question? So you were saying like as far as it's a style, that's where I was gonna go with it.
Yeah, it's an art form, man. The
It's
the
definitely
horrorcore. the sick made shit. I feel like I'm gonna let you ask the question, but I feel like it's just a certain swag, it's just a certain sauce, it's just a certain vibe. And I feel like it doesn't exist in other people. They cannot recreate it because they don't know it, they don't understand it, they didn't live it. It's not in them. Everybody has their own vibe and their own natural creation and art and the way it sounds and what it's put next to, what it's classified as, you know. And I feel like I'm the only person that's classified in this horrorcore sick made shit right now. So that's what we're trying to do, man.
You know, that's something different to feel like, you're the only one. 'Cause, there's a lot of people that, they feel like, they might be unique in a sense, but never necessarily to the point of being the only one. And that kind of like goes from a conversation. I told you I met up with the homie Maintain. I linked up with him, and we were rapping,
Yeah.
just talking stuff, and I mentioned you, and not even paying attention. I definitely knew that I had listened to music with some of his music, and I had heard what it is, Never Ignorant. So I know that I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Lil Sicx, that does sound familiar. And it wasn't until a couple weeks later that I actually found you naturally through Instagram. So when I was talking to Maintain, he
That's
was
dope, man. See what I'm saying? Like it's underground shit, man. One person at a time. That's real authentic and real organic, man. Shout out to Maintain. He was
like,
actually the first person I did a feature for. When I started doing this music shit, Maintain reached out to me and he grabbed the feature like straight off the bat before I even released some shit, really type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was on it from day one just because motherfuckers that understand it, that know the history, man. They know what's about to happen. They know shit about to take off and they want to be a part of it. And I appreciate them for uplifting me and welcoming me in. You know what I'm saying? I had no experience when it came to doing this shit for real and professionally. So I appreciate everybody that give me a shot, give me a chance, and fuck with my music, man. Shout out to Maintain.
oh yeah, it definitely takes those. If you want to see it as like a big homie or whatever you want, like literally right when you're walking into the game, it definitely takes people to like pretty much to say like, yo, I believe in you. I see like you really about to do something and jump off.
Yeah, man, that's rare, especially in Sacramento. That type of energy is rare, so it's definitely appreciated, man.
For sure.
Definitely.
And with that, like he would just like, like he was like, do you know about like, like Sick Made and like, what I'm saying, like that, like how like legendary this shit is. And I was like, nah, he was like, oh, you know about horror? Like, so he was like, yo, like, I'm not gonna like, tell you this man's story, but like, yo, you like, yo, it's like, what I'm saying, some really deep shit as far as like
Yeah, it's really deep, man. There's some real life shit. There's some real politics involved. There's some
yeah.
real crazy stories involved, and that's a part of the culture as well, man. It's nothing fake about it. It's basically underground culture. You know what I'm saying? A way of life.
So how did you feel like you found your way maneuvering through that? I guess when I say that, I'm talking about everything that happened with your pops and everything. Like, how did you figure out your way to kind of maneuver through that bullshit and keep going what you're doing? Because you're also like you're staying true to your father's style as well. Because like I went back and I listened to was it If These Walls Could Talk,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like it's literally y'all have a very similar, very similar style, and like you said, it's very more so like he's the only cat I heard doing it, and then you're outside of you, so it's like it's a very
yeah.
singular style. Like,
Man, it's just it's inside of me. It's something that I've learned to harness, something I've learned to control, something I've learned to use. But it wasn't necessarily planned. It wasn't necessarily I didn't do this shit on purpose. It's just come out this way. I'm saying it's how I was raised. I can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way it come out, the way I speak. And he was my first teacher. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't go away till I was 12. So at that point, I knew my name. I had my pride. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I just knew the style of our section. I knew the style of our city, and I know the history. And I just wanted to basically amplify it, man. I feel like I don't want it to be forgotten type shit.
for
But
sure.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard nobody else that sounds like it, but I don't even think they're attempting to sound like it. They're still copying. You know what I'm saying? They're copying somebody else.
And and I feel that some people aren't really going to be it takes a lot of confidence, and it takes a lot of balls really to make the type of music that you make. And I feel like there's certain rappers like that
Man,
I feel like are in a
I
very
appreciate
very
that,
special
bro. For
category.
real.
Yeah,
I
like
appreciate
it's
you
a
just
certain lane.
saying that.
It's a lane, bro, and I feel like there's not enough. regardless if you like it, regardless if you fuck with it, regardless if you listen to it, if you can get with it or not, I feel like there's a certain lane and things have to be respected. You know what I'm saying? It's like back in the day or way, way back when, just because you didn't like the harp player didn't mean that you shot on the harp player. You still respected him as a musician. So we have all these
Yeah,
different
exactly. There's
that
still skill involved. There's still talent involved. There's still the it factor. There's still storytelling. There's still, you know what I'm saying, your character, your integrity, your dignity. Everything's inside this music, man. For me.
So I mean, so I know your circle. Like, I mean, you must keep a very. I'm sure you have a talented circle around you, or more, so, at least whether it's talents in the music. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, artist wise, or saying producers, engineers. So I'm hitting that like Diamond Life Music Group. Tell me about that. Tell me how that kind of got popping. Like I said, I was scrolling through your stuff and I saw y'all kind of rebranded. I want to say the last year sometime. Y'all
Yeah,
rebranded.
yeah. Yeah, man, you pay attention, man. That's dope that you noticed that. It's just me and my boy, man. Me and my manager. It's like a brother to me. He had the Diamond Life Bullies, which is the bullies and the dogs and stuff like that. And we wanted to start our own shit, wanted to own our own music, start our own label, and that's what we came up, Diamond Life Music Group. And really, we just created it together and kept it moving and kept it pushing and trying to build something for us ourselves, but also trying to build something to where people can feel welcome to come express themselves on here. Everybody doesn't have to be the same type of artist. Everybody don't have to be a sick made horrorcore artist, but you will have the free realm and the freedom to say what you want. Because I'm saying whatever the fuck I want. It can't get no worse than me. You feel me? So you feel me? We just wanted to do it our way, and when you want to do it your way, you gotta do it yourself sometimes.
You ever had somebody like you ever try to pitch your music to somebody and they listen to it and they kind of just like taken it back, kind of like are
Yeah,
they
for
hurt in
sure,
the
for sure,
process?
for sure. Yeah, but I try not to pitch my shit to people that I don't think will like it. I try to read the room. I can look at their profile. I can see what they listen to. I ain't gonna, first of all, this shit got a lot of satanical, Satan, devil shit in it as well as violence. So I know it's gonna turn some people off. It ain't for everybody. But I
Yeah.
do talk about different shit inside my music, on my albums, on my EPs. I do touch different topics like suicide awareness, addiction, repentance, just a lot of different shit, man. It's just all mixed in. I'm a very diverse and complex person, so you're gonna have to listen to my music over the years and put the shit together to figure me out.
I'm glad you said that about addiction because I mean one of my favorite lines actually um it was like correct me if I'm wrong but it's I made it past addiction, I made it past them weapons, but the damage is done. I'm just sitting back reflecting it. Take a look at my son, use your daddy as a lesson. Like,
You said it correctly, man. It was real life bars to me, man.
yeah.
And
I
I know, like, go ahead, my bad.
no go please.
I just feel like, that song, that verse, I wrote that as a letter to my children. I wrote that, and hopefully they listen to it later, and then they can navigate through life a little bit better as well. Because I learned a lot of lessons through the music, and you can take the positives out the dirty, out the gutter type shit. So I still kept my delivery. I still cursed a little bit. I still kept it real, but it was really just about, man. Uh, I had addiction, gambling addiction. I feel like we all have addiction. The sex addiction, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. But really, me personally, it was about overcoming gambling addiction. It was about just starting a new life, starting fresh, but putting my energy to something I love. And it's basically trying to show my kids that, even though daddy fell, daddy got back up. I'm gonna try to do something more positive and show you a better way. But these are the things to avoid because people don't get addicted on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what to look for. You gotta know what to watch out for. And that's the type of shit you're supposed to learn from your father. That's the type of shit you're supposed to learn from your family. So, come from shooting dice, man. I've been shooting dice since I was a kid. And shit, shooting dice your whole life, that shit becomes an addiction. It's gambling. It's a thrill. It's a rush. It's a lifestyle. So, you know, be safe out there when you're playing with your soul. When you're playing with when you're playing with the shit outside that makes you feel good, that's wrong for you. When you're playing with the shit that's dangerous, be careful because that shit will take a hold on you. Whether it's weed, whether it's pussy, whether it's uh, drugs. You know what I'm saying? And in this game, everybody addicted to something, man. Everybody rapping about weed and pills and shit. You think them niggas not addicted?
Man,
You think them motherfuckers all got control over that shit? Hell no. They just know how to make it sound good. And that's what I do with my pain and my struggle.
and I feel like that is something that I don't understand why motherfuckers still to this day can't talk about those things. Like you said, the addiction to the weed, the addiction to
Because
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
because it's a fucking it's a dirty secret.
I mean,
It's
but it's
shameful.
about it.
It's
I
shameful.
don't understand what's so dirty about it. You know what I'm saying?
A
It's
lot
like
addiction will make you do some things you're ashamed of doing. Addiction will make you make some decisions that you're not proud of, and nobody wants to talk about that shit. Not at first. Not while you're still addicted. Not while you're still doing it.
oh, for sure, for sure. And
You know
I
what I'm saying?
talking, I'm talking in the sense like I haven't actually dealt with addiction. I've definitely dealt with addiction, whether it been,
Not everybody's strong enough to talk about it though.
you said what?
Especially in music, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
When you got a problem or something happens or something negative happens, most people avoid that and make songs about completely different other shit to hide it. I'm living my truth with my music. I'm not hiding under something. Just
and
sticking that shit in a gimmick.
that's what's definitely needed. You got to talk about the real shit because I feel like it was happening at one point in time and then it got lost. I think it got lost somewhere in like I don't know, between I'll say 2005 to then on. Somehow it just got fucking lost where everybody just started bullshitting. It's like everybody could come out and I have
Bullshit got hot.
was a
Bullshit got hot. But it started off with people just having fun, man. The sounds is gonna change. The generation's gonna change. Um, the music back then, we had the hyphy movement still. That was fun. Then we had the mainstream shit around that time. It was still fun, man. But it's just gotten worse as in skill level and talent and entry level standards. And
yeah.
now there's so much bad music on the radio. There's so much bad music in people's ears, and people don't know that it's bad. People don't know that it doesn't sound musically good. People don't know that bar didn't make sense. People don't even understand it. They're just fucking hypnotized or brain dead, brain dumb, and just fucking numbed down. And it's a new society, man. You gotta wake motherfuckers up
I mean,
with lyrics.
I have my moments where I do that shit too. Like I'll hear some shit, and at first listen, I'll hear it and I'll be like, yo, I think that was kind of dope. But then I'll re-listen to it and I was like, was it really dope or was it just catchy? And I think the way people say it is like, did you really like it or did you just like the way they gave it to you? You know,
Exactly, and it's still, and that's not to take away from those type of artists, because it still takes some type of swag. It still takes some type of personality to make the shit fun, to make the shit enjoyable. But it's like, man, I just value different shit out of music. When I want to have fun, I'm gonna go turn on a different type of artist. Or when I wanna zone out, when I wanna be, when I wanna get chills. When I listen to music and you want the chills, you know what I'm saying? You gotta listen to some real niggas. You gotta listen to some real rappers, some real prophets, some real philosophers, trying to learn something, trying to grow, trying to experience something, trying to escape. That music that fucking don't got no real concept or real deep thought to it, it's just not an escape. It's just noise to me.
it's in the
I turn that
background
shit
type
off.
shit.
Yeah, I ain't. I'm trying to. I need to see something. I need to feel something. I don't feel nothing when I listen to the new shit really. So that's why I keep it old school and put my little twist on it.
So right now with you being like in album mode, like I've been seeing you're cooking up. I want to say for Prince of Darkness Volume 3. Um,
Hell yeah.
you cooking up for that, man. Like I've seen the shift. Like you said, I pay attention and I do like to really because like I said, my biggest thing is that like I feel like once somebody takes off, everybody's paying attention, or at least a lot of people are. So you never really know who's genuine and who's not. So I feel like it's very
Yeah,
important to
that's
really show
real.
people that you really paying attention to somebody, and like because I like to show people, like I said, I'm a fan first, and then we're gonna talk about this music shit, and we're gonna talk about the podcast and blah blah blah. But I'm a
That's
fan first.
love. Man, you bring good energy, man.
Hey, for sure,
You
man.
bring
That's
good
what it's all
energy with
about.
that.
But yeah, man, what I was getting to, man. Like I said, you're in album mode. You're cooking up the Prince of Darkness 3. Like, I mean, so what do you what are some things that you do to get yourself ready? Like, okay, for instance, one of my homie Jeremy Layson that I interviewed on here, actually a sneaker custom. He's a sneaker artist. I wouldn't
Dope,
call him
man.
a customizer. He's like a true artist. But he says before he eats in the morning, he bangs out a project. He gives himself a project, and before he gets done with that project, he don't eat anything because he's like, that's how I grind. That's how I focus. So when you get into album mode, like, what is your process?
Well, the process for me, when it's time to really dig down, I'll do that same concept, but it won't be with food. It'll be with Street Fighter. Because I love playing Street Fighter. I stream on Twitch, and I know when I start playing, I'm pretty much gonna zone out for a few hours, and I'm gonna be leveling up in a different area, having fun, relaxing, but just trying to get better at the game. So for me, I'll be like, all right, I gotta write a verse before I play Street Fighter. You know, I gotta get some shit. I gotta get all my shit done before I turn on my PlayStation. And that's just how I am in general because once I game, I'm gaming, man. So I
Uh,
wake up, I get my shit done. I gotta take care of the wife and kids. I gotta make sure my household's in order first as a father, as a husband, as a man. And then a little workout, and just fall asleep to music, wake up to music, and really I just walk around the house rapping, freestyling. And when I say something that's dope, I'll start writing it down, and then I'll zone out, and I'll let it come naturally. Sometimes some songs take 5 minutes, other songs take fucking 2, 3 months because
yeah,
it didn't come naturally.
for sure, man. And
I call it
you,
the sickness kicking in. When the sickness kick in, my body, my brain, my mouth, my hands are gonna. I literally, it does it by itself. Like I don't feel like I'm in control. I feel like there's a spirit. I'm in a trance. You know what I'm saying? When the sickness kicks in, it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
for sure. And you mentioned the family aspect of it. Um, so I mean, I guess I definitely missed something. I heard you had mentioned children, but I know you have a little man. Is he a third? If I got that correct.
Nah, he's not a third technically, but
Okay.
my family. I got two sons. My family sees him as third and fourth, but their name is not exactly the same as me and my father. So technically, they're not third and fourth, but they do carry the sixth name. They do carry the SICX name. That was important to me.
Yeah. I thought that was really dope, man. And I was because I was going through, man. I was just like, damn, like I wanted to know what his name was, and I wasn't seeing nothing, and I almost gave up. And I mean, because I think like things like that are just important. Because like I said, I don't really care to say what the name is, but it's important to see legacy. And like I said, once I found that bar, that saying that bar about saying looking at your daddy and looking at your daddy as a lesson, it really it was almost like a triple entendre. Or no,
I wasn't even looking at my dad as a lesson at that point in that bar. I was telling my kids to look at me as a lesson. I'm the
yeah,
daddy in that situation.
and that yeah,
That's
that's what I as
crazy.
far as the double
That's
entendre.
crazy that you took it that way, though. That's why I call it art, man, because everybody's gonna experience it and hear it and take it another way, and that's purposeful. I do that on purpose as well. But go ahead and finish what you're saying. That's crazy that you took it that way, man.
Oh yeah, that's all I was saying, man. And I think that's why I put it down because I was like, I mean, I know you were. I mean, you said take a look at my son, so I was like, I know you were talking about your kid, but I was like, I wonder if he meant so to mind fuck me with that one. So let me write this shit down because
I'm
I
telling you,
really,
sometimes my shit comes out like that, and I go back and listen to my shit, and I'll think about all the ways the bar could make sense and all the ways the bar cannot make sense, and I make sure it makes sense at least 2, 3 different ways, and that just happened to be one of them.
that's a really dope process. I've been asking a lot of different artists like kind of when they write shit out or when they're plotting, writing out a verse. I know people do like I think they call it like the 9 minute drill, or they'll just write shit all over a paper and kind of just put it all together. Um, it's really dope. It's really masterful seeing somebody go through that process. I haven't seen it too many times in person, but the artists that I have been around and seeing them actually
Yeah.
write out a verse, it's not like how people would traditionally think you're writing a verse like line, line. Not everybody, at least.
That's crazy. I write mine like that. Mine is like,
Just straight out for the verse.
hmm
Word.
mine's like I'm writing like a story, a book. It's like fucking not super professional, but it's organized and lined up and like I was doing it for school. You know what I'm saying?
It
That's how.
makes perfect sense to me because like when if I wrote anything close to a rap, it would be poetry, and that's how you would write poetry, just pretty much straight
But it
out.
also depends on the mood though. So say you're like chilling in the zone, you're gonna sit down and write for a couple hours, you're gonna write neat. But say you're in the middle of something, you got no pen and pad, you might have to write it on Facebook, you might have to grab something and then you're gonna be in a rush, so then it wouldn't be like that. So it just depends on the mood, depending on where you're at. But most of the time I have my rap book in the pen and I keep it,
For sure.
I keep it consistent.
So do you on a regular day, like do you just kind of like have like random inspirations to make your music? Like is it kind of like a consistent type of thing, as far as your inspiration? Do you ever
Um
find yourself grabbing it new every day?
It it depends on like my workload and the date that I have to keep up to. So like when it gets closer to release dates, I'm forcing myself to write. I know I have to write, but really I like to let it happen naturally. But my manager will send me stuff. Hey, we need you on this. People will reach out for features. Hey, we need you on this. So I'm always doing something, writing. you know, for somebody's project that if it's not even mine. And then mine, I just man, it has to be natural, man. Like I'll wake up out my sleep sometimes. It'll be a nightmare inspired verse. It'll just be I gotta go live some life and go through some shit and tap back into memories. It's really all over the place, man. It's just how I'm feeling that day. It's about what's playing in my head, how the beat makes me feel. Sometimes it has nothing to do with me. I'll just listen to the beat and I'll rap about how the beat makes me feel, and that's what the song will be. And, it turns up.
For sure. So I got some people saying something in the comments. So that there's a lot of artists out there that literally sound the same. Facts. And it says, I never rap. I always record my voice so I won't forget the tone or the melody. That and
People
you
dropping
know,
their 2 cents and their opinions. Shout out to the people.
oh yeah, for sure. Actually, my homie Beloved Sands, he's in the comments on YouTube, and that's another artist that I've interviewed, and hearing his progression with the music, it's like I, I think I'm a little different. I think that's why I kind of go with this whole music fan first type shit because I feel bad if I hear an artist for the first time once they've already been like, like had the first time I heard Mozzie been on the Black Panther album, I would have been like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because Mozzie had so much other shit well before then. There was such a, there was a build up to that point, and I don't like missing the build up. You know, what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
because
I don't like
you're a
watching
student
artists.
of the game. That's all. You like to know the history and the origins and the changes and how it sounded. Yeah,
That's
man,
all
that's
I really
that's
know.
I don't know, but honestly I think that's how all hip hop heads are. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a real hip hop head, you're gonna want to listen from beginning to end. You're not
Yeah,
gonna want to you're not gonna want to listen to it out of order type shit. But man, I don't know if I gotta ask some more people about this stuff because I don't know if other people think this way. I don't know if we're the weirdos, you know what I'm saying, or not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like an outlier, but then at the same time, I have conversations with certain people like you or other, some of my folk or just randoms, and we can connect on a certain level. There's certain people that I'm not gonna talk to about music because I'll see what they post and I'll be like, we're not on the same level, or we're not even
Yeah.
listening to the same shit.
Yeah, we're not listening the same way. We can listen to the same song, same shit, but the the, the way you listen, what you're listening for, your intentions, what you're trying to take away from it is completely different.
Exactly. The process is 100% different. And I know you mentioned hip hop heads, but I mean, keeping on tap with the culture. As you know, I was doing my research. I saw you used to be big in the sneaker game, man. Like, the first thing that caught my eye, I was just scrolling real fast, and I saw some what the dunks, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Kept scrolling. I see some Yeezys. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, the OG Nike Yeezys at that. Like, I mean, so
yeah.
you still have any
I'm
of the
OG. I'm OG in this shit, man. I'm OG in this shit. But that's when the game was still fun, still pure, man. It's different now, though.
It's
Different now.
man, it's
Shout out
so
to Sneakerhead in Sacramento. Shout out to Kicks Unlimited. Kicks Unlimited. Man, shout out to all the real sneakerheads around the world, man. The shoe game is all fucked up, man, but definitely have some good times. And that's another thing, like the culture changes, man, and there's really nothing you can do about it but adapt and, just you got the memory.
and I didn't really have. I know, like, when the game was really fun, I'll say I wasn't either one paying too much attention to it or didn't really have the funds to do what I wanted, but I always had paid attention.
Yeah, real life and shit, you know what I'm saying? It was a privilege. It was a privilege
For sure.
to be
Like,
in that culture.
I had the band to buy a pair of the Red Octobers when they dropped, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Versus,
that was a privilege.
man, you talking about,
That was a blessing back then, you know what I'm saying?
it's crazy, and these days I'm in a lot of different sneaker groups, and like I said, I told you I was interviewing Jeremy Layson, and like all I hear is all these different bots and resellers and all this bullshit. Like I
Yeah,
think like the most exclusive pair that I've gotten recently, and that's just like for all the ones I'd be trying to go for. I think I got the what the pause those Nike Dunks that dropped a couple not too long ago, maybe
which
about
one?
the what the pause the Paul Rodriguez he did the
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, those motherfuckers is the closest thing to what to dunk. Them
exactly.
motherfuckers is hard. Them motherfuckers is dope. And them motherfuckers is definitely hard to get. You got those naturally, organically,
Yeah, I got it from a
luck of
skate.
the draw.
Yeah, yeah, yep. I got it from a. There was a shout out to a Magnolia skate shop out there in Fort Worth, Texas.
That's
Uh,
dope, man. So
yeah,
it's so we still got some natural sneaker stores. We still got some culture. It's just It's just a little bit different now. Man, remember like people camping and shit? Do people still camp in different states?
I think people are still camping a little bit. 'Cause I know like the undefeated out there in San Francisco. That like the last time that they dropped
They
some
let people camp and shit? Man, I just, you know, the way society is, too, we don't even feel the same no more.
for
But
sure.
back then, back in the day, camping was the shit, man.
And I like always bringing in shoes to it because like I said, it's I talk mainly about music, but I'm all about the culture. I'm all about the importance of I feel like hand
I
in hand.
feel like sneakers is a part of hip hop, a part of fucking rap music.
I mean,
Period.
true.
Like without, like like that was real. What the rappers wore was real. What the ball players wore was real. You wanted to emulate that. You wanted to have the dopest kicks. Like that was definitely a part of the motherfucking game. For
Already,
real.
man. And it was like it literally like almost defined your style, like depending on I mean, it's like Run DMC. They had the Adidas, like it was
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Everybody,
man.
they had their own thing, and it's like it's crazy because like you think about different like times and different cultures and shit. Like I know if you saw where I'm from Charlotte, so it's like you saw somebody in Charlotte wearing some Chucks, it was like, what are those?
That, yeah, because that's a
Like where
different culture type shit, huh? But that means something touched him. That means he experienced something. That means you got to see it somewhere. You got to hear
yeah,
it. You got to feel it. You got to see it somewhere. So that's just the culture, going back and forth. That's
sure,
crazy.
about
So
spreading.
Chucks was like rare over there, like, or just people just didn't wear them.
People just didn't really wear them at least back then. This was like when I was coming up back
What was
then.
y'all wearing out there? Because I know like East Coast niggas, we all assume they're wearing Timbs and shit. So what does the Carolina person wear?
I mean,
The stereotypical Carolinian.
when I was coming
Shout out to
up,
the Panthers. I'm a Panther fan.
it was all about the Air Force Ones, Jordans. Um, I know at one point BKs were popping British Knights, but this is like long time
Okay,
ago.
that's back in the day. Okay, okay. So that's the standard then. You guys have the East Coast slant. You guys have the East Coast shit, the rollover East Coast shit.
Because
That's
there
East
was a
Coast
lot
shit.
of people that pretty much filtered down from like there was from like New York and shit like that, but then there was also that influence coming from the South, from Atlanta, that
Yeah, you
is
guys got a little bit of both. That's dope.
yeah.
That's dope.
Uh,
That's dope.
the dun dun duns, yeah. Those
The
dun dun
what?
duns, yeah. That's what we used to call them, dun dun duns. Like that's just some. He from Charlotte too. Like, I grew up with this cat,
That's
so it's like,
crazy. A
yeah, man.
Dumped over here is a pill. Some
That's
drugs. Dope. Don't drop that Dumped. Don't drop the dope.
oh yeah,
That's
that the track, yeah. Oh, see, I never even knew what the hell that shit was talking about. I thought they was talking about don't like drop the ass, like,
I
cause that.
I assume that too. You gotta go watch the video, and then you can put two and two together. It's like, hey nigga, don't party foul, don't drop that shit. That's what I took from it. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me go watch it again before I just put myself on blast.
I'm
But
gonna have
that's
to
what
go.
I took from it. No, you know what I'm saying? There was two different ways to take it. The girls gonna take it one way, and the people that be doing what they talking about gonna take it another way.
Yo, that's wild as hell, man. I mean, but it definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense, man. But yeah, we like it's crazy. We were just talking about that. You hear some different people take it different ways, and sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah, it's different cultures, man. The same words mean different shit. I think it's beautiful. I think it's dope. That's why I like doing shit like this, man. I learn. I'm a student of the game as well.
Hey man, but to wrap this up, bro, like I mean, what is some advice that you could give to some artists, or to some people that's really just that's really just trying to make it, like it's trying to get through it, that's trying to make it through any type of barrier in their life right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell by listening to your music that there have been so many different barriers that you've met or that you've come to, that is just like you've just either knocked them motherfuckers down or you just fucking phased through that bitch like it wasn't even there. So it's like, what kind of advice do you have to those folks?
Man, just being yourself, staying true to yourself. Right now, a lot of artists are becoming popular for what they do in their private life more so than their music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is doing shit for clout and saying they're this and saying they're that. You know what I'm saying? To get that community behind them. So really, man, this comes down to the music. Just be dope. You know what I'm saying? Be confident in your dope. think outside the box, be unique, because at the end of the day, that all this shit that's not the same is gonna fade out, and it's only gonna be the people that were dope enough to pop out, the people that were unique enough to tell their story, and share their dreams, that stand out and make it over time, man. Just be yourself, be dope, keep evolving, believe in yourself, and things keep it solid. Stay positive, because it's gonna be hard. You feel me? Because it's gonna be stressful. So it ain't you ain't gonna have a motherfucking choice, but to keep it pushing and to keep moving and keep getting better and use the negativity as fuel. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. That's what I suggest.
I appreciate that reality, man, because I think that enough, not enough people, and I have to remind myself of this all the time. And actually, my sister and my wife remind me of it. Like, shit ain't gonna be easy. There's certain shit that comes to me easy, but not everything's gonna come easy. Like, you're supposed to meet some aggression in certain places. You're supposed to meet some opposition. So yeah, that's some real
You
shit,
gotta
man.
build some heart.
Yeah. You definitely got to build some heart. You got to have tough skin in this motherfucker too.
You
Because
know, not a
motherfuckers.
lot of people have that anymore. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers got thin skin nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make it. You gonna crash out. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get in this game and crash out.
That I
You
mean,
can't.
that just comes of people just ain't they're not being raised the same. But that's a whole nother topic. We can kind of
Yeah,
go
that's a
down
whole nother culture. Yeah, that's a whole nother mindset that we don't understand.
for sure. Yeah, we definitely don't, man. But we getting back to it, and I think that it starts with artists like you. It starts with people like you talking about real shit. Like I told you, talking about whether it be the addiction or whether just sticking true to your actual craft. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that that's just something that, regardless of wherever it happens in a person's career, I'm gonna have much more respect to somebody who sticks to their craft versus somebody who switched up to get their recognition or to get their recognition, man. So like I said, man, I tip my hat off to you for real, man. You've been
I
holding it
appreciate that, man. I appreciate you for noticing. I appreciate the interview, man. And this interview was dope as fuck. But I just appreciate you for taking the time, doing your research, and asking some dope ass questions, man. It's 45 minutes, 47 minutes went by fast as fuck.
Yeah, they really did, man. I feel like I just looked over it and it was like 10 minutes, but
Yeah,
for
this is
sure, man.
crazy.
And like I said, we gonna chop it up more, and eventually, we got to link up, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. Whenever, bro.
Already, man. But yeah,
Whenever.
yes,
It's good.
stay on for a little bit. But I appreciate everybody for tapping in today. This is Black Wall Music Podcast. Tapped in here with Sacramento Hip Hop Recording Art, blah, blah, Sacramento Hip Hop Recording Artist Lil Sicx. I really appreciate y'all tapping in. Go ahead and plug yourself in, man. Where can they follow you? Where can they find your music?
I'm on all music platforms under the name Lil Sicx, LilSicx. Instagram, same thing, LilSicx. The official website for merch, hard copy CDs. You know what I'm saying? We do it the old school way still with hard copy CDs and shit. DiamondLifeMusicGroup.com. And that's pretty much it, man. I just want to say thank you to the people that listen to my music. Thank you to my wife and kids for supporting me, my family that supports me. Thank you to all the fans, the people that reach out. You know what I'm saying? The people that make my posts go crazy on my Instagram and my Facebook, man. Just keep me entertained as well as coming up with new ideas to entertain you guys. So just thank everybody, and that's it, man. It's Lil Sicx.
Already, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in.
Peace out.